I would like to share today something with you about memory disease and art. So, what do you see here? Right? An old woman. And if we are lucky, we will all grow old. Aging is the biggest megatrend of the 21st century in the Western world, and we will live longer than any generation before us. And that's due to the good healthcare and nutrition. But aging is not only a good thing, it also causes severe problems to individuals, and it will set a huge challenge to our society. And that's because many memory diseases, like Alzheimer's disease and dementia, are linked with old age. And when you have a memory disease, it does not only mean that you don't remember or you will forget your memories, but it will mean that your cognitive skills will diminish. That means that you are not able to dress yourself, take care of your own hygiene, take care of your own monetary matters, and maybe you cannot find your way back home again. And when the disease gets even more severe, the words will vanish. You want to have a cup, but you cannot name it. You call it a spoon. So the communication becomes difficult, and a real conversation is not possible anymore. And when the disease gets even more severe, you will have problems recognizing loved ones, family members, and friends. And you might behave impulsively. And this will cause the authentic interaction to vanish, and the bonds might slowly fade away. And this is not only heavy and painful for the patients, but also for the family members. And when we look at this group of people having memory disease, we see them as a homogeneous group that cannot communicate and is completely dependent on others for their care. And at the moment, scientists, researchers, and pharmaceutical companies are feverishly working to find a treatment to these evil diseases. And yes, there are some medicines already. They can delay or slow down the development of amyloid plaque and the symptoms of the disease. But no cure has been found yet. Here are some statistics. Year 2015, there were 48 million people diagnosed with memory disease worldwide. And the estimate is that there will be 131.5 million people diagnosed by the year 2050. In Finland, we had 200,000 people diagnosed with a memory disease year 2016. And that number grows with 14,500 new diagnoses every year. So the rough estimate is that there will be about 300,000 people with memory disease by the year 2030. And that's only 13 years from now. So now we may ask ourselves, how are we going to cope with this fast-growing group economically, practically, and ethically? In a nursing home, our physiological needs and safety needs will be taken care of. So we will have a roof above our heads, we will have a warm meal and clean clothes. And there will be professionals or robots taking care of our physiological needs, and there will be locks on the doors to keep us safely locked in. But how about love and belonging, or our feeling of self-esteem and identity, or our means to express ourselves, to be yourself? This is a picture of Edith. Edith has a severe memory disease, and she lives in a nursing home. She is angry, she has fits, she swears and uses rude language sometimes, and sometimes she doesn't want to say a word. But what we don't see in this picture is Edith's rich inner life, the core of her personality that makes her a unique individual. So, when the memory disease gets severe, the words will vanish, but affects, emotions, and feelings won't. They need to be expressed. And let me ask you, how would you express yourself without words? I have developed a method with a colleague of mine, Marjatta Hiltunen. And that method is based on expressive art therapies and our clinical work and experience in nursing homes. It is not rocket science, it's a practice. And it is no cure, but it will give you means to express yourself and a moment of sharing and a sense of belonging with both the patient and the family member. Because what sets this method apart from all the other methods and practices is that we involve the family member in the practice. And the practice is to create art and narratives side by side. These groups also work as supportive peer groups for the family members. Let me tell you how this works. Here are two sisters, Hilma and Lisa. Hilma is 86 and little sister Lisa is 80. Hilma has memory disease and she communicates only by mimics. For yes, she nods her head, shakes it for no, shrugs her shoulders, and when she does not want to cooperate, she puts her arms across her chest, but when she wants your attention, she will reach out for your hand, but she does not talk anymore. In the group, after every painting session, we always look at the paintings together, and this is Hilma's painting. I show the painting to Hilma, and I ask her, "What do you see?" I don't expect an answer, but to my surprise, Hilma says, "Vettä, metsä, water, forest." I look at Lisa, her sister, and I see Lisa's eyes are filled with tears, and Lisa says, "Yes, being in this group and painting brings even Hilma's speech back." Then Lisa looks at the painting, and she says, "Indeed, this could be water and forest, because they have always been very important to Hilma. When she was still independent, she would always take long walks along the waterfront and in the forests. And I can see that when Lisa tells this to the group, she is very happy and proud to share something about her big sister Hilma. And here's Kerttu. Kerttu will turn 99 in February, and she has planned to have a dance ball for her 100 years birthday party. And she comes to the group every week with one of her 3 children. Her children are between 65 and 72 years old. They have been in the group from the very beginning. In the group, Kerttu always paints flower fields and forests and tells stories from her country cottage. And her daughter says, "When we ask Mom about the cottage, she does not remember it. And when we show her a photograph, she does not recognize the place. But here, in the group, she paints and draws forests and flowers and tells old stories from the cottage. We are amazed." And here is Anna and Pertti. They are in their 80s. Anna has the Alzheimer's disease, and Pertti has been her caregiver at home, but now it has become too heavy for Pertti to take care of her at their home anymore. Pertti has told us that Anna likes music. She used to play the piano when she was young. In this picture where we are drawing, there is music playing in the background. Anna pokes Pertti with her elbow, but Pertti is so concentrated in his own drawing that he does not notice anything. Anna turns to him and pokes again. And now Pertti notices her. He lifts his head and looks at Anna, and I make an intervention and I ask Pertti, is there something with this music? Pertti is silent for a moment. He listens to the music and then he says, this is a waltz called Metsäkukkia, the forest flowers. That was our wedding waltz 54 years ago. And he takes Anna's hand in his hand. Here is Edith. She has been with us from the last autumn with her niece in the group. And this is one time after a painting session when we are looking at the paintings together, when the recreational activities coach pops into the room. She looks at the group, and then she looks at Edith, and then she looks at me and says, I have never seen Edith smile before. So, the good news about the memory disease is that you will not lose your emotional memory. You will still feel love, affection, and joy. And you can find a connection and a sense of belonging. So, let art be the means to express these valuable, deep feelings and share them with loved ones.